Hi, and welcome back to the quarantine challenge. Today, we're gonna focus on opening things up. So yesterday was like super kick butt. I think in my opinion, it was a pretty tough class. So today we're gonna focus on we're gonna still warm up and get a good flow, but we're gonna focus on some shoulder and hip openers because we got a lot of requests for that. So let's begin today's class in child's pose. Take child's pose, and I love this variation with the toes curled under to help to open up the nadis through the toes. So let's give that one a shot. And instead of trying to sink down towards the floor, use the energy of the legs to grow your thoracic and use the reach of the hands to grow the lumbar. Then walk your hands back towards your knees and see if you can start to upright yourself over your toes without the knees freaking out and without the toes feeling like they're going to explode. You might even be able to bring the hands all the way back to the knees and upright yourself. Again, practicing non-violence. It shouldn't feel painful. Then walk your hands back out. Now point your toes back, and with your toes pointed back, I want you to press into your hands and lift your knees up. So it's like down dog with the toes curled under. Lower your knees down, curl your toes under, and stretch your hips back. Try to get as much of the toe curled under as possible as you stretch back into the modified child's. Come back up, point the toes back, lift up, knees down, toes curl under, and stretch back. It's toe torture, basically. We're just trying to stretch back as you lengthen. Then stretch into regular downward facing dog. Point your left toes back and stretch to the top of the foot down as you try to pull your heel back over your toe. Change sides. Flip the right toes back. And then start to pull the heel back as you stretch through the toes. Oh, the bunions are on fire now, I bet. Okay, release that. And as you draw your navel in, stretch your right leg up behind you. Exhale the knee to your chest. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale to your chest. Inhale, reach back. Exhale to your chest. Downward dog, stretch back. Raise the left leg up. Exhale, knee to your chest. Inhale, reach it back. Exhale to your chest. Inhale, reach back. Exhale to your chest. Stretch back into dog. Walk your feet to the front. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back into plank pose. Lower into chaturanga. Lift back up. Lie down onto your belly. Inhale, arms forward. Reach past your fingers, past your toes. Exhale, arms into cactus. I realize that it's loud as hell when I try to do this one. I heard a little bit of the 3-day challenge when you do this poses. I'm talking on a microphone like this. Okay, stretch through the crown, reach through your tail, then stretch your arms out to the side. Arms straight back behind you. Internally rotate, bring your hands onto your lower back, lower your elbows down. Lift up, stretch your arms straight back. Take the arms forward, hands behind your head, lower the elbows down, lift the elbows up, stretch arms forward, bend in the cactus, lift your head, lift your heart. Then bring your hands next to your side ribs, cobra, inhale. Stretch back into down dog. Raise your right leg up, inhale. Exhale, knee to your chest. Now round your back, pull your belly up and hold. Step your foot up by your thumb. Drop your back knee down. Bring your hands to your right knee and upright yourself. Inhale your arms up. Bring your hands down to the mat. Curl your back toes under, lift your back knee up. Step back into plank pose. Lower slowly into chaturanga. Press back up into plank. Stretch back into down dog. Raise your left leg up. Shift into plank, pull your knee up to your chest. Push the floor down, pull your belly up. Step your foot up by your thumb. Drop your back knee down. Inhale, upright yourself. Raise your arms up. Bring your hands back down. Take a breath here in the low lunge. Curl your back toes under, lift your back knee up. Step back into plank. Do a chaturanga push-up. And stretch back into down dog. Walk your feet forward. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up, raise your arms. Exhale, Samasthiti. Hands to your hips, roll your shoulders and your elbows back. As you turn the elbows back, lift your heart up, but flow your pubic bone and your groins back and down. Tip the chest up towards the ceiling, flow the groins, almost like you're going to do camel pose. Then come back to neutral. Inhale your arms up, sun salutation A. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower into chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward dog. Bend your knees. Step or hop up to the front. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Bend your knees, step or foot up to the front. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step back and lower, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Shift into plank pose. Bring your right knee up to your chest. Pull it up. Step your foot all the way up by your thumb. Now drive into that heel, pull your right thigh bone back, heart forward, stretch your arms back behind you. Then bring your hands to your hips. Now feel the buttocks move down as you lift through the front of the pelvis to come upright, so that you use your core muscles instead of hinging from your lumbar. Raise your arms up. Bring your hands back down. Step into plank. Take a vinyasa, or just stretch right back into down dog. Shift into plank pose. Pull your left knee up. Tuck your buttocks under as you pull up, spread your blades, push into your hands. Step your foot all the way up. Ground into the front center heel, thigh bone back, and come up. Hover just above your knee. Then lift up, hands onto your hips, buttocks down as you lift through the front of the pelvis. Raise your arms up. Breathe all the way down the central channel. Feel the energy move down your spine, and then feel the core of the heart open. You're not straining in your chest. At the same time, feel the back of the navel open up. Bring your hands down, step back into plank. Take a vinyasa or stretch right back into down dog, your call. Then inhale into plank pose. Come into side plank with the left hand down. Plant your left hand in the middle and open up. Slowly with control, come back into plank. Put your right hand in the middle and open up. Come back to plank pose. Pull your hips straight up and stretch back into dog. Step or hop up to the front. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Sit back, raise your arms. Arms to your side, lean out over your knees. Squeeze in the back of the arms, roll your shoulders open. Lift your navel, come back into chair. Arms down at your side, lean back out over your knees. Shift into your right foot, step your left leg back. Set your left fingertips down and twist, take your right arm up. Bring your hand down. Step your back leg forward and fold. Roll yourself up to stand. Inhale into chair pose. Exhale the arms to your side. So feel you're not sucking your belly in, but at the same time you haven't hardened from the lumbar spine, just behind the navel. Open up a couple fingers below the navel, 2 inches below, right in the back of the spine, and then open the core of the heart so that you're not slouched over. Take your navel up and your arms back up. Again, arms back at your side, lean the weight over into your left foot, slide your right leg back. Open the back of the navel, open the core of the heart. Then without losing those actions, lower the right fingertips and twist. Bring your hand down. This time, turn your left toes in and walk your hands around to the side. As you inhale, come up onto your fingertips, elongate your spine. And then with your big toes turned out just slightly, ever so slightly, bend your right knee and lunge to the right. Walk your hands over. Now make a flat back. If you want to make this more challenging, as you push into your right heel, engage your right glute, and stretch your arms out and hold there. Otherwise, with the fingertips down, making it more of a stretch. 5 breaths. Stretch from your left inner leg into your foot. Change sides, walk your hands over to the left. Hold there or float the arms out to the side. Walk your hands back into the middle. Now turn the toes straight ahead. Spin from your left side lower belly over to the right as you walk your hands over towards your right ankle, right foot. Change sides over to the left. Come back to center. Inhale into the flat back. Last variation here, walk the hands back and we're gonna turn the hands around. So we're doing a bunch of non-classical variations of the Prasarita here. The fingers pointing back, thumbs pointing out, let your head drop. Please don't call the yoga police on me and let them know that I'm doing these non-traditional variations. We'll keep it our secret, okay? Then inhale into a flat back. Hands to your hips, come up to stand. Now turn your heels in and your big toes out halfway. And hands up here on your iliac crest, the top of your pelvis. Start to bend your knees out to the side. So when you go to bend the knees, feel the length come from the inner legs instead of the knees caving in. Even if you can't bend that deep, adjust the shorts and then take your arms straight out to the side. Bend your elbows, cactus arms, feel the backs of the armpits engage. Then straighten your legs. Bring your hands in front of you. Interlock the fingers with the right index finger on top. Turn your palms inside out. Now as you bend your knees out to the side, keep the skin of your lower back opening as you raise your arms up. Now don't let the ribs tip forward. Keep the rib cage in, but don't close your heart to do it. Stand back up, arms forward, change the interlock. Stretch your arms forward again. And then keeping your space in your sacrum and your neck, what we learned from the first few days, start to bend the knees. But now adding on from the navel and the rib cage and the heart, start to raise the arms up. Straighten your legs, release your arms, and turn your left leg out. Step up to the top of your mat. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, find a flat back. Step back into downward facing dog or take a vinyasa. Then step your right foot up by your right thumb. Drop your back knee down. Right hand to your right knee. Draw your navel up, raise your left arm up. Feel the connection between the stretch in your left thigh shin and through the stretch of your arm, deep in the psoas. Then twist, hook your elbow, join your palms together. If you'd like to make the pose more challenging, curl your back toes under and lift your back knee up. Is it good now, Ollie? Okay, we're good. Then bring your hands back down, and if possible, back off on the stretch a little bit. Bring your heel towards your buttock and reach back with your right hand for your foot. If it's too much stretch, it's too much on your knee, it's too much on your lower back, whatever, forget about it, don't force it. Just keep both hands down and stretch that way. Then release that. Bring your hands down onto the inside of your foot. Hold there or go elbows down if you're more flexible. If you're somewhere in between, you could grab the block and bring your forearms down onto the block instead. Then let's step into forearm plank. And hold for 5 breaths. Press back up into plank. Stretch into down dog. Step your left foot up. Drop your back knee down. Inhale, come up. Now feel the stretch from your right thigh, right hip down through your right shin. As you raise your right arm, deepen your psoas right here. Then take that length and twist, hook your elbow. You can hold there or curl the back toes under and lift the back knee. Place your hands down. Now hold here or back off, bend the knee, reach back with the hand and go for the full bind. Then release that. Bring your hands onto the inside of the foot. Hold there or go to elbows or go to block. Then step into plank on your forearms. Spin your heels over to the left and take your right arm up. Change sides, right elbow down, left arm up. Left elbow down. Sphinx pose, lower your pubic bone down. And feel the curve from your lower back start to smooth up the spine, all the way up to your heart. But just notice if the space behind the navel is collapsing. Keep some space through there as you draw your heart up. Then lower your chest down, come back up, and come up onto your, stand up tall on your knees, right foot over to the right, hands onto your hips, tip from your pelvis and go forearm to thigh, or you could go hand onto the inside of your foot on a block, up to you. Take your left arm up, reach down through your left shin, bend your left elbow and slide your forearm behind your head. So you know that from the first few days, we're really focused on the sacral neck energy staying open, but at the same time today, we're also integrating the rib cage and the heart, making sure not to project the rib cage, but at the same time, not to close or harden the heart. Then release that and change sides. Left hand onto the block or forearm onto the thigh. Take your right arm up. Bend your elbow. Breathe into your side ribs. Take the tension through your waist, down through your knee. And stretch it up through your elbow at the same time. Good, then come back up. Sit back for Virasana. Take your left hand behind your back from under, right arm from above. Slide the hands towards each other and bind, or just pretend like you're binding and reach the elbows in opposite directions. Turn your outer upper arm forward. Let your head float right up on top. Release that and change sides. Take your right hand behind your back from under and take your left arm straight up. Then bend your left elbow. And release. Okay, then find something to back bend over. It could be your foam roller or your block, whatever you got. And we're gonna do supported back bend now. If you'd like to do Supta Virasana at this point, you're welcome to do that too. You can go right into Supta Virasana over the block. Or lie down with your block or foam roller on your upper back with your feet in front of you. Take your elbows, and as you exhale, back bend over. Now, as you open up your heart, be careful not to close the other energy centers. So what expense? I mentioned in yesterday's video that it's very common, I don't think I said this, but it's very common for yogis to develop issues with their lower back as a result of the extreme back bending that we try to do. This is not very normal. Not too many other people are doing back bends like yogis, maybe dancers and stuff, but those guys burn out their lower backs all the time at very young ages. So as yogis, we have to be conscious to not to try to jam into extreme flexibility, to pay attention to what's happening in the other energy centers as we move towards those poses and not let the ego get involved. Come back up, change the clasp of the elbows, and as you exhale, back bend over again. And then come back up. All right, now move that off to the side. And for the headstanders, we're going to do a little bit of Shirshasana. If you're not a headstander, you're going to hang out in down dog on your forearms. Set your elbows down, curl your toes under, lift your knees and your hips up. 5 breaths there, or lower the head down and go up. Headstanders, if you'd like to try the variation today, turn the thighs out and take the legs out to the side, like Upavista legs. But make sure not to let the ribs sink. Keep the core of the heart open. Then take Baddha Konasana legs. Legs back up. Lower into child's pose. Sit in Dandasana, have a seat on your block. Then as you drop down through your left thigh, bring your right knee towards you. Slide the heel close to the sit bone, and as you hug your leg in, sit tall but without hardening the backs of the ribs forward. Still keep the back ribs broad as you grow tall through the core of the heart. Then soften your belly, hook your left elbow around your knee, and put your hand behind you. Pretend like your left foot is pressed up against a wall. Drop down through your thigh. Turn your ribs. So although not as exciting or interesting, this work that we're doing today, this is what's going to help you flowing through all the other, help you to flow through all the other postures with more ease and control. So your muscles' health is ability to contract all the way, but also to lengthen all the way. So if it's stuck in some misfiring, when you try to get the lines like we were practicing in the balancing poses, they're just not going to come unless you have it from these opening poses. Change sides. Hug your left knee in as you slide your heel in. Sit up straight and tall. Drop down through the right thigh. Breathe the spine upright and twist. Hook your elbow around. And then I'd like you to imagine for just a moment as you're holding here that when I was a kid, they used to have this store called Albertsons, and you'd go into the deli and they'd have these like chickens spinning on the rotisserie just to torture all the vegetarians that would come in. There's this cruelty just on display for everybody. Okay, so imagine that you're one of those chickens and as karma for all of your flesh-eating sin. No, I don't give a shit. Okay, but imagine that right up through the core of your spine, you have that rotisserie, and you're starting to spin around it. Don't harden down, release up as you twist. Good, release that one. Then sit just in front of your block. Bend your left knee off to the side and fold forward over your right leg. Feel your right femur bone plugging back, the right hip crease moving back as you're stretching out. Inhale to come back up. Change sides. Stretch your left leg out. Bend your right knee off to the side. Inhale to sit up tall. And exhale, start to lengthen out over your left leg. So keep feeling that left thigh bone releasing deeper into the socket as you're stretching out over the leg. Come back up. Now, it's your choice. Single leg pigeon people, I know there's some of you that really love the single leg pigeon. You can come into that pose, like so. Otherwise, you can practice double pigeon. If this one bothers your knee, feel free to practice the double pigeon, or you can just do simple cross legs folding forward. Change sides. Now remember, you shouldn't feel this sensation in your outer knee. If you feel like the pose is sinking in the outer knee instead of in your hip, instead of feeling the sensation in your hip, then lie on your back, do ankle to knee pose, do the cross-legged forward fold instead. Shouldn't feel it in the knee at all. And sit over onto your left hip. Swing your right leg around. Both legs forward. Sit up tall as you inhale. Stretch your arms up. And reach out for your feet, Paschimottanasana. Inhale, come back up. Cross your legs. Viloma pranayama. Roll your shoulders open. Take a slow, steady breath in through your nose. Pause at the top. Let a third out. Another third. Let it all out. Slow, steady breath in. Let a third out. Another third. Let it all out. One more time. Do it on your own. Then lie down on your back for Shavasana. Give your body permission to completely let go. Let go of the tension in your hands and your feet. Relax the legs, the hips, the abdomen. Let your shoulders completely relax. Let your chest muscles spread. Your face muscles relax. Relax your neck. Empty the jaw. Empty the tongue. No more effort, no more doing, just relax. And one of the things that we want to try to cultivate through our yoga practice is this sense that instead of identifying with the thoughts that come in and out or practicing meditation, instead practice witnessing. Be the witness. Be the observer of the thoughts. Let them come and go. And this can be a very powerful practice, especially if the more we start to integrate it, we can remember it during stressful times. Gently bend your knees. Roll to your right side. And press yourself up. Bring your palms together. Thank you. Namaste. So really the important part of our practice is if we can start to integrate it and be able to use what we learn in our meditation in the day-to-day. And I think it was Ram Dass that said, if you think you're enlightened, try to go spend the weekend with your parents and see how that goes. So when we're under stress, when we're under strain, these are the times where our practice really comes into play, when we really test it. So yeah, just thought that's something that might keep in mind. Have a great day. I hope that you enjoyed today's flow, a little mellower, getting deeper into the hip opener, the shoulder opening, etc. Hit the like button if you did, and if you didn't, just do the yesterday's video instead. That one's better anyway than now. Okay, have a great day. I'll see you next time.